Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome back to our reading of Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. All right, we are on chapter 10, entitled Further Use of the Will. The Science of Getting Rich. We have a whole playlist. If you missed any of the previous readings, we have a playlist here on the YouTube channel. So if you're on Facebook, I encourage you to hop on over to YouTube, like and subscribe. There are many playlists of different books that we've read together. We read the whole book together. I share insights, takeaways, real life stories, how I've implemented it, how this material has truly changed my life. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you for being here. Let's dive in. Chapter 10, Further Use of the Will. You cannot retain a true and clear vision of wealth if you are constantly turning your attention to opposing pictures, either externally or imaginary. So you cannot retain this clear, true vision. If you want wealth, that's what this book is about. Monetary riches. We ain't hiding it. So if you want to change your financial circumstances, have a clear vision of what you want. What is it? What do you want? Don't be afraid. Don't feel guilty about it. We've read in the earlier chapters of how that is such an old negative programming that keeps people poor and in poverty and controlled. If you want to express yourself, like Wallace Wattles used the example of the musician, the little boy that wanted to play the piano, he wanted to express himself, or the musician who wanted to play beautiful music. They needed instruments, and not just any old instrument with broken strings. They want good instruments. They need the money to be able to pay for those instruments and to keep them, in good condition so that they can play the most beautiful music that they can. Or somebody who absolutely loves to travel, is a travel blogger. They're going to need money to get on the airplane and to travel. And so, whatever it is your heart desires, because it's never about the money, it's what the money can do for us. It's about the experience that we can have. We don't want the money, we want the warm fur coat. We don't want the money, we want the roof over our head. We don't want the money, we want the healthy food that we, nourish our bodies with. So you cannot retain a true and clear vision of wealth if you are constantly turning your attention to opposing pictures of poverty, whether it be external or in your mind. Do not let others of any past finance do not tell others of any past financial troubles. So don't talk about how you struggle with money. I used to do that all the time. I can still do that. Do not tell others of any past financial troubles. Do not think of them at all. Do not tell anyone about the poverty of your parents or the hardships of your early life. To do any of these things is to mentally class yourself with the poor for the time being, and this will certainly check the movement of things. Check the movement of things in your direction. Let the dead bury the dead. I know what he's saying, but I guess when you're trying to change your situation, don't in any way entertain anything poverty. We can't afford it. I get what he's saying. Of course, when we've made it, we can tell the story of how we got there. But as we're trying to get there, let's not keep reiterating that narrative of how we've never had money, our parents don't have money, we are terrible with money, money's hard to come by, blah, 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 because he's training us how to think if we truly want to change. It's a formula for life. It's a universal law. Whatever we think about, we bring about. Earl Nightingale in The Strangest Secret reiterates what Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich. You become what you think about. And so what are we thinking about? If we want to change something, we're focusing on what we want, not on what we don't want. Where we want to go, not where we've been. Let the dead bury the dead. Put poverty and all things that pertain to poverty completely behind you. You have accepted a certain theory of the universe as being correct and are resting all your hopes of happiness on its being correct. What can you gain by giving heed to conflicting theories? So he's saying if you're going to follow this formula and you are going to work with the universal laws, that whatever you focus on, whatever you imagine, whatever you get emotionally involved with, that is what you will bring into your life. And that's what you will manifest and experience and attract. Why would we ever focus on anything but that? But I don't want to stay focused, use the power of the will. We've been reading for the past couple chapters to stay focused using our power, our higher faculty of the will. And this chapter here is further use of the will. So you have accepted a certain theory, thinking in a certain way, acting in a certain way. You've accepted a certain theory of the universe as being correct and are resting all your hopes and happiness on it being correct. Why would you start thinking of the opposite? Do not read religious books which tell you the world is soon coming to an end. Do not read the writings of muckrakers and pessimistic philosophers who tell you that it's going to the devil. The world is not going to the devil, it's going to God. It is a wonderful becoming. True, there may be a good many things in existing conditions which are disagreeable, but what is the use of studying them when they are certainly passing away, and when the study of them only tends to check their passing, keep tends to check their passing and keep them with us, bury the dead. Why give time and attention to things which are being removed by evolutionary growth when you can hasten their removal only by promoting the evolutionary growth as far as your part of it goes? No matter how horrible the apparent conditions may be in certain countries, sections, or places, you waste your time and destroy your own chances by considering them. You should interest yourself in the world's becoming rich. Think of the riches the world is coming into instead of the poverty it is growing out of. And bear in mind that the only way in which you can assist the world in growing rich is by growing rich yourself through the creative method, not the competitive one. Give your attention wholly to riches, ignore poverty. Whenever you think or speak of those who are poor, think and speak of them as those who are becoming rich, as those who are to be congratulated rather than pitied. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. See people in their full potential, how you would want them, how Jesus looked at people. He didn't see someone as sick, he saw them completely whole, and that healed them. So the stories go. Would you want people to pity you? Some people do. Okay, so congratulate them rather than pity them. Then they and others will catch the inspiration and begin to search for the way out. Because I say that you are to give your whole time and mind and thought to riches, it does not follow that you are to be sordid or mean. To become really rich is the noblest aim you can have in life because it includes everything else. On the competitive plane, the struggle to get rich is a godless scramble for power over other people. But when we come into the creative mind, all this is changed. All that is possible in the way of greatness and soul unfoldment, of service and lofty endeavor, comes by way of getting rich. All is made possible by the use of things. I was just watching this guy who, he's on TikTok. He's been coming across my feed of, earning income by, I don't know, doing YouTube faceless channels anyways. But he was just talking about how, there's so many ways to earn income. Like it's a lot of work. You got to put a lot of work in. He's like, I work 16 hours a day, but now it's like, wow, I'm earning so much, and he enjoys the work. But anyways, just with this digital age, there's so many avenues that we can earn income. Yes, it's going to take effort and work, but if we're willing to do it, there's so many avenues of money. But he was saying that your whole life changes when you meet really wealthy, like rich people. And I've experienced this. I talk about this all the time. They are the nicest people. Truly rich people are the nicest people. Generous, easygoing, laid back, like unassuming. The dude with flip-flops and the Hawaiian t-shirt, or the woman that is just casually like in a plain white blouse. I mean, it doesn't matter. These are just like general statements, but like they are the coolest people, the most generous people. Of course, not every single person, but everyone that I've met, and this guy was saying everyone he's met and people that I talk to. But when I worked like places in LA and Beverly Hills, it's like there people were jerks, but they weren't truly rich. They were not really wealthy. They were like in the competitive plane. They this is the truth. They might have been earning, and I know a particular case, like say 50 grand a month or even 100 grand a month, but their overhead was like so much that they had none left over. Like Yeah, I think someone was making 40K a month, but their overhead was like 37,000. So like they were living almost paycheck to paycheck. I don't know what they were doing, but like they weren't managing it. Like they weren't truly wealthy. And when you just have a free flow of money in abundance from a service or a product, it's like you're just so laid back. It's just, if you're on the creative plane, I guess that's something true about this too. Like if you're in the competitive plane, you just have that edge to you. It is like jerky people. But I don't know. Personally have not met anybody who's truly wealthy, who's rude, you know? Maybe, well, no, I'm not going to put that in. I don't want to meet anybody who's rude. All right. So to become really rich is the noblest aim you can have in life because it includes everything else. On the competitive plane, the struggle to get rich is a godless scramble for power over other people. But when we come into the creative mind, all that is changed. All that is possible in the way of greatness and soul unfoldment of service and lofty endeavor comes by way of getting rich. All is made possible by the use of things. If you do not have physical health, you will find that its attainment is conditional on your getting rich. Only those who are emancipated from financial worry and who have the means to live a carefree existence and follow hygienic practices can have and retain health. Let me read that again. If you do not have physical health, you will not find that its attainment is conditional on your getting rich. Okay, so if you do not have health, physical health, you won't find that by getting it. Okay. So when you get physical health, it's not going to have any bearing on your getting rich. Only those who are emancipated from financial worry and who have the means to live a carefree existence and follow hygienic practices can have and retain health. So money doesn't have a bearing on your health, or health doesn't have anything to do with your money. That'll make sense to me in a second. I've read this many times. If you do not have physical health, you will find that its attainment is conditional. Moral and spiritual greatness is only possible for those who are above the competitive battle for existence, and only those who are becoming rich on the plane of creative thought are free from the degrading influences of competition. If your heart is set on domestic happiness, remember that love flourishes best where there is refinement, a high level of thought, and freedom from corrupting influences. These are to be found only where riches are attained without strife or rivalry by the exercise of creative thought. I repeat, you can aim at nothing so great or noble as to become rich. You must fix your attention upon your mental picture of riches to the exclusion of all that may tend to dim or obscure your vision. You must learn to see the underlying truth in all things. You must see beneath all seemingly wrong conditions the great one life ever moving forward toward fuller expression and more complete happiness. It is the truth there is no such thing as poverty. There is only wealth. Some people remain in poverty because they are ignorant of the fact that there is wealth for them. These people can best be taught by showing them the way to affluence in your own personal practice. Others are poor because, while they feel that there is a way out, they are too intellectually indolent to put forth the mental effort necessary to find that way and travel it. And for these people, the very best thing you can do is to arouse their desire by showing them the happiness that comes from being rightly rich. Wow. Okay, let me read that paragraph again about the health. If you do not have physical health, you will find that its attainment is conditional on your getting rich. So you have to get rich to have physical health. Only those who are free from financial worry. Oh, so if you're sick, it behooves you to get rich because only those who are free from financial worry and who have the means to live in a healthy way can keep their health. That makes me think about, those grocery stores that sell really, processed food, and especially in like lower income areas. And I was talking about the big brother, big sister um, community that I work with. And I don't know who I was talking to. Or maybe somebody did a news story about the lack of fresh food and organic food in like Inglewood or some area, and how only really processed foods like flaming hot Cheetos and sodas are on billboards and like really in the kids' faces. Why do those companies target poor people, people in poverty, people in areas that are not affluent? Do you see flaming hot Cheeto and Coke and fast food restaurants in affluent places? No. So I'm making a connection here of what he's saying, that if you are unhealthy, you'll find that your health is conditional on getting rich, because only those who are free of financial worry have the means to access healthy things. And the wealthy have the best chances to have and retain health. It's like, I used to think that all the time, like, oh my God, I can't afford organic food. Hell no, that's for rich people. Let me tell you, I ate some organic apples today. It's not that much more. But it's a paradigm that we think. It's like, think about your experience at the grocery store. Do you avoid the organic section because it's more expensive? Why should people, because they have more money or because things are more expensive, why shouldn't we invest in that? I think I did a long time ago. Oh my God, when I first moved to LA, like I would buy the cheapest stuff. I'm like, I was probably poisoning my body. Oh my God, the cheapest brands. Oh, it was terrible. And I don't know if it made a difference when I switched. Like, screw this. I'm buying organic apples, or I'm buying organic lettuce or whatever. And I know certain foods, certain produce is better to buy organic than others. But yeah, the majority of our health is through our nutrition. It's like, what are we buying? What are we eating? What are we putting into our body? Like, what kind of products, right? Do they have chemicals, like harmful chemicals, or are they like, and the healthier the products, the more expensive. Like even makeup. I remember I used to buy like drugstore makeup. I don't even care. I still do sometimes, but whatever. It's like, but is it healthy for my skin? Does it have like cancer causing substances in it? This is an interesting conversation. I am like a little bit of a calmer energy today. I'll put it that way. I have been in front of this computer all day working on some things, but I'm happy to be here. I can't believe it's 7:09 already. I hope you're having a great week. Do you like my office? Zoom made this. There was a little tab that said, "Do you want us to make your background?" I said, "Sure." So I put in like purple, gold, office plants, bookshelf. Isn't this nice? I feel bougie. I feel opulent. Anyways, I hope you're having a beautiful week. Thank you for your love and support. I have community, I have offers. My Penthouse community, we started our subconscious reprogramming class on Monday. I have those 2 times a month. And then we have our weekly coaching, group coaching every Wednesday. We had that this morning. It was so lovely. So you can visit my website, myname.com, carlaelizondo.com. And then underneath this video are links as well to figure out how to work with me. I have one-on-one offers, group coaching offers, and more to come. So stay tuned. I have this frequency and vibration masterclass. I think I mentioned it yesterday. It's almost complete. I'm hoping to probably launch it by Monday. So I'll put that link here for you guys to enjoy that. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow.